This way, guys.
Nothing.
Okay, guys, just turn
Barbara, there you go. Turn this way.
and look in the
Guys, please. And turn to your right.
Turn to the right. You guys got that filter to get rid of the chin here, please.
Have the single leg ball. Yes. Just there. Just there.
I've got a straight heading, please.
Right here, please. Can you on top? On top, please. On to the left.
Right hand, please, guys.
Good? Okay. Thank you very much.
your right, please? To your right, please? Did you look on your right? And back to your right, please? And right on top, please. Look on top. Rudy.
Sky News next. Tom, this is Gemma from Sky News.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, nice to meet you. So we're today, so it comes after yours and mine movie and your question last year. So what does this film tell us about Bruce Springsteen?
I think that this film, in some ways, is a trilogy that Bruce has been working on, which is he spent time on the book tour and created a book. I'm going to start again, sorry. You haven't heard. I think this film represents Bruce's writing that's very similar to the book and the Broadway show, where he reveals a side of the themes that he's been interested in. And with Western Stars, the movie, we worked on these sections of voiceover that, very much like the Broadway show, he examined his past, his relationships, and the themes that occurred in his music in the past and with the current album, Western Stars. So it feels like part of a trilogy in many ways.
The show and now this as well, he's been incredibly candid about aspects of his life. Why share that personal side with his fans?
You know, working on Western Stars, I related to the Bruce talking about his life and the candid approach that he had. It felt very similar to the book and the Broadway show. And Western Stars, as a movie, opened up this opportunity for him to explore that dialogue he's had with his fans all these years. So in some ways, it's a new theme with the new album and the new music, but it's very familiar that he goes to a place that's very personal.
Thank you, Gemma. This is Hillary from Associated Press.
Hi, Hillary. Greetings. Nice to meet you. Greetings.
So was there anything, are we running, was there anything off limits with this, or was it Bruce deciding what you wanted to say, the way you wanted to say it?
You know, I've worked with Bruce for about 20 years, and there's never anything that's off limits, that any subjects. And with the collaboration we made, this film, Western Stars, we really explored in the editing room how to present the music live, the album Western Stars, but also how could we share some of the themes and some of the writing and some of the things that he was thinking about in making the record with fans in a different way. So there's no sit-down interview. It became much more personal with these voiceovers that he scripted. So in many ways, he was exploring all the things that you could hear in the music, but giving this deeper explanation by putting it in this film form. And for me, that's very exciting as a filmmaker, because you never know what he's going to throw at you next.
He just like to try new things, obviously the book and the stage show, and now he's got like the director credit on this. What's next for him? Can he go on doing films?
I don't want to speak for Bruce, but I love the idea of how I've been able to collaborate with him in the areas of film. He has such an amazing visual understanding and the power of music and how it can translate into film and how to capture it. So I love collaborating with him. It's been a great thing. Thank you.
Alright, this is Lisa from Brighton.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't think about it, but sorry, yeah, no, you're right.
When working with Bruce, there is no sit-down moment where you discuss exactly what you're doing. With this film, especially Western Stars, it evolved. We first filmed a concert, and then we started talking about the idea of interviews, and how do we approach interviews differently, and how does it not become a making-of type video. And before you know it, he's exploring the idea of scripting. And the next thing he throws at you is, let's go out into the desert and film visuals. What I'm saying is that you can prepare as much as you want, but with Bruce you have to be ready to be thrown something that you never imagined. And with Western Stars, it became this hybrid of genres, where it was a concert film, but it was also a sense of documentary that was revealing much of the themes that was in the writing. So you never know what you're going to be thrown at. You never know what Bruce is going to throw at you in the editing room, and you never really can come to it seeing the project, until the very end. And then you realize this collaboration has a magic because there's a lot of planning, but there's spontaneity. That's what I recognize in Bruce.
Is there some, you're talking about lack of planning, but spontaneity. Was there anything new that you trying to work colleague, like friends? Is there anything new from doing that?
I think what was exciting with me is in the editing process, Bruce revealed a lot about his writing of the music and Western Stars and the themes he was exploring. So a lot of great surprises came across in the process of making the film.
And very quickly, the barn. Can you describe that feeling, that moment of him playing with all his friends, that first track, the first time you met?
I think the beauty that I experienced as a director in making the film Western Stars was those first notes that bounced around the room in the barn, and the barn as a presence became a character in the film. And I walked away from it thinking we just created something really special, and I hope the film can translate this magical moment that I experienced as a director.
Thank you, Lisa. Laura,
How are you? Guys, quick clear the shot, please.
What? One video of me instead of him. Yeah, they were. Oh, we moved. Did you? You should hear them when I do that. It's not one of the videos.
Give me a minute. It does not sound Fender. Huh? I don't know if Sam Fender's going to be chatting to us. It doesn't look like he dressed for a red carpet. The Maggie Smith.
Never stop screaming that position. To the right.
Sam, could you look straight ahead or not?
Well, if you want, like, I can't see a fucking thing, to be honest with you. No, but I need a point. Jesus Christ, about 3,000. Thank you. Can you get that? I think I've just lost it. I'm not Sam Fender. Just a scrub from Shield.
Here's Lisa from Reuters.
Hello, how you doing? You alright?
Not too bad. You look dressed for the part.
Right, this is it, you know.
Yeah, this is you.
I've arrived on the train with an orange backpack with naught but a couple of pairs of undies and socks and that, you know. So, and then it was like, oh, you're going on the red carpet, and I was like, wait, I'm not prepared, but I'm not missing the chance. So, you know, here I am.
Support the boss.
Why, of course, this is it. He's my biggest hero. He's my biggest hero. He's my biggest hero. Aye. He's me man. Every single song, every album. My brother got me into him when I was 15 years old, and I'm from a seaside town, a very blue-collar place, with loads of kind of funny comparisons. Jersey Shore, Geordie Shore. That's the obvious one. Do I need to say anything more? Yeah, nah, don't.
Are you looking forward to it? Are you going to watch it?
I cannot wait. I love the album anyway. I've had the album downloaded for ages. So
What do you like about the album? What is it about this one?
It's kind of, you know what it is for me. It's his character. It's his character storytelling. Like it kind of reminds us of Nebraska. He's one of my favorite albums where it's kind of like it's not as bleak as Nebraska, but it's the characters are just as animated. You know what I mean? I'm well excited. I can't wait to listen to it. And I've had far too much wine to be talking about this stuff. So,
Sam, can I quickly ask you what you think makes him so special as an entertainer? What is it that is kind of singular about him?
Yeah, I'm not in the position to tell you how I feel about the boss unless you want us to break down and cry right now and tell you everything. I'm not doing that right now. All I'm going to say is that he's the boss. He's a great singer-songwriter of all time. And I'm just buzzing to be here. Smashed as I am. Thank you very much.